Welcome to Turbos and Tailpipes. Sorry about the heater. It's loud, but it's also cold. We're going to be doing the brakes on all four corners and new rotors in the rear and new brakes in the rear on the Miata. This was filmed after I've actually already done everything because I didn't film an intro. So the car's already done, wheels are back on. I'm not taking it off the jack stands yet, just because we have lots of parts coming in, lots of things to do. We have the transmission to put in, don't have an engine yet, but there's still lots to do. So there's no need to take it off the jack stands yet. So we're putting new brake calipers, brake rotors on the Miata. Already done the coilovers. It's eventually gonna get new upper control arms because if you look, those are a little rusty. Oh, yeah, we got the Raceland coilovers installed. And the car already had drilled and slotted front rotors. And the rear had some really rusty ones. But the rear already had stainless steel brake lines, which was a plus. Only paid $200 for the car. That one over there. But yeah, we're going to be replacing the slider pins. That one was already on the car. I eventually need to get a new one. Guess it's time to put you guys on a time lapse and get these calipers and rotors installed. Got the front and rear calipers installed. I think they're looking pretty nice. Front calipers didn't have any problems getting them in. Rear calipers and rotors, they went on great, but I did have one slight problem. If you look down in here, you can see this top bolt, right? Well, if you look way down here, it'll zoom, you can see there's no bottom one. When I got the car, one side had both bolts, but the other side had neither of them. So I have to get two more of these because the rear also, or the passenger side also has one. Stainless steel braided brake lines, Goodrich. Oh, looks like there's something on it. Goodrich stainless steel braided brake lines. Got the Raceland coilovers. But on this side, I have to get a new rear arm. Because if you look way up inside there it is. Way back in the back, you can see the bolt is snapped off inside the nut that's inside this rear control arm. It also broke the nut the welded nut inside the arm. If you look at this slag, what they did is they stuck a bolt through this hole and then welded the bolt in there to keep it from coming out. I need a new one anyway because these bushings are pretty bad. And if you look back there, it's starting to corrode. But the subframe itself the subframe itself is perfect. You can see it starting to corrode right there. But other than that, the subframe is perfect. I also found on the passenger side, if you look right there, you can see that they lost that nut. So I'm going to have to see if I can find another nut. But about to put the passenger side front and rears on. Also, a little interior update. I have some bits coming, like the tombstone, and eventually I'm getting the carpet. It'll be black, and I'm replacing these seats because they're just they're not the best. But right now I have the parcel shelf carpet coming and the rear firewall carpet coming. I also replaced the fuel filler neck. It did have the black cap, but the one that I had, which is this one, didn't have the rubber hoses. So it was cheaper just to buy this whole thing from Miata source than it was to buy just the hoses. So I replaced all that. And now I'm going to get to putting on the passenger side front and rears. Well, that'll do it for today's episode of Turbos and Tailpipes. Got the calipers and brakes on. Coilover's looking good. We do have a lot coming for this Miata. Like the engine and transmission, new windshield, lots of interior stuff, bodywork, paint. The paint's going to be a super dope color. It's going to be teal with a gold flake. Paint matched hardtop. I think it's going to look super dope. Also, the engine is going to be completely redone. Forged internals, built head, big turbo. I think it's going to be a pretty sweet build. We also have another car on the channel. It's my buddy's 2004 Subaru Outback. It has lots of JDM parts, lowered, sweet Advan wheels. We're also putting these here, if I can find them. Oh, they're over on the other shelf. They're JDM 3rd gen folding with the blinker. It's gonna be great. Got a lot coming for the channel. So stick around, like, comment, subscribe.